What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Mike Check Podcast. You're now entering the booth. This is T-Word, the People's Champ. I'm here with my co-host Q. Before we get into this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate your support. Keep helping this channel grow, man. Hey, we BMWs, black men working. Keep us working, man. Keep us supported, and we appreciate you tapping in. But today's topic, we're going to talk about Adrien Broner and his upcoming fight with Michael Williams Jr. and the card on BLK Prime, the new up-and-coming app in boxing.
Yeah,
we're gonna see what's up with it. All right, and some more news in boxing related to Adrien Broner. Q. So before we get all the way into it, man, what have you been thinking about this whole thing with Adrien Broner, bro? Like, this is his third opponent. What do you think is going on with this situation?
Yeah, I think the main issue at this point, which initially wasn't really on him, and none of this really is, because he got out of a contract with PBC. He wanted out. He said that he's wanted out. He's wanted the freedom to kind of move around. He leaked some text messages of negotiations that he had as far as an offer from Matchroom to fight Conor Benn in the UK. He decided not to take that fight at a point that, in my opinion, I thought he probably should have taken that fight. It was a $2.5 million guarantee, but he decided that he wanted to stay with PBC and see what they had for him. Yeah, okay, Prime. And he's going to be fighting against a guy who's not really known at this point. Michael Williams Jr. is a guy who's ranked by BoxRec really in the 600s at this weight class. I mean, the guy is not really a highly rated guy at this point, but it's not really that I would have expected him to fight anybody highly rated because of his inactivity. And it's really just going to be interesting to see. For me, the most interesting part is what weight is he going to come in at? Because we all know that Adrian's had a problem with his weight in the past. Between fights and having inactivity. And is he going to be trying to get back down to 140 or is he going to get down to 147? Because I think if he gets to 147 and he has this fight, look out. But I think he might turn around and try to get that Conor Benn fight to happen again, because that's a big money fight. I mean, whether people want to say that Broner's not who he used to be, he's a big name. He's a great talker. Him and Conor Benn will make a great press conference. And people will tune in to see that. So I think it'll be a fight that if he can get to 147, I think that's the fight to have next.
Yeah, I mean, if it's at 147, that does align him with some other options, because he can even get some of the junior welterweights at a catch weight of like 43, 42, something like that, 44. So if he could get to 147, it'll prove to people that he's serious. And I'm rooting for AB, man. He's one of my favorite fighters from that particular era when he was at the top, when he was about billions and dancing and doing the nay-nay and all that. Like, I was all with it, bro. I like my athletes with a little flair on them. And he definitely brought that to the ring and to boxing in general. He brought excitement that otherwise wasn't necessarily there at that time. So I would like to see him do something well, including getting to the ring and put on a good showing. Now, without a whole lot of information about his current opponent, I do feel like it's a good setup for him to look good. And I'm not going to be the one that's going to keep saying he got to let his hands go. He just needs to go out there and have a good showing, whether he's very active with the hands or if he's defensive and he just convincingly wins the fight. It's going to be good for him to continue with BLK Prime, who seems like they've invested in him. And the fact that they've continued to try to get him other opponents and kept a date, they're invested in AB. So I don't know if the 10 million was real for Terrence, but I definitely feel like they invested something serious in AB because they've gone out of their way to get him a third opponent to make this fight happen. Now, also on that card, you're going to see Mickey Bay and Tevin Farmer. I think that's going to be the best thing. Whatever else they put on that card, because I'm looking at the deal here, and that's really all I have.
Anthony Peterson is on there as well. I don't know who's going to be fighting, but he'll be fighting on that card as well. So. Okay,
and see, he's a hired gun because he was supposed to be on that PBC card, and because of some issues with his manager, I talked to her a couple weeks ago where he did a video with another YouTube channel, and he talked about that. It was just a business of boxing got in the way, so he's out there just looking to make money and stay active. So it's good for him to be on that card, but I still feel like the Bay Farmer fight is going to be the most competitive match. So it's the co-main or whatever, so that'd be good for boxing fans. I haven't seen a price guide for that either. Anywhere around $20 or $30. It's probably going to be good for a good night of boxing because AB is going to bring the entertainment if nothing else. And $30, based on what we've been asked to spend on pay-per-views, it's not that bad.
Yeah, man. I mean, I always say it, and I say it to people that are UK fans that I interact with on social media. Man, they got it made. I mean, they really do. I mean, they pay 32, 38, $40, for their pay-per-view fights. Whether they happen to be pay-per-view or not, that's what they pay for those fights. And I would love for us to see that. I think realistically, my guess is that this fight will be around the $40 mark. Terrence Crawford's fight was $60. So I think that it'll probably end up around $40, $39.99, somewhere in that range, just for this fight to get off. But I think Mickey Bey against Tevin Farmer is a good fight because it's two guys that are both at the same part of their careers. Two guys that are both known for their pure boxing. And I think that both guys will go into that fight confident in knowing that the other guy doesn't have anything that seriously hurts them.
Right.
So I think that that'll allow both guys to be more aggressive than maybe they would be in a fight where maybe they're going up against somebody with a bigger gun than them.
Yeah.
I think that fight will be entertaining also because those guys have had a long-standing beef. I mean, they've talked mess. They've said that they wanted to fight each other since back when Devin Haney was still fighting on DAZN cards before he even won his world title. So that's been a long-standing rivalry between the two of them. And I think it'll be really interesting to see how that matchup goes. And I think it's a decent co-main event for a fight that really not a lot of people are talking about, but it's a fight that will
be competitive. Yeah. And I believe that they actually had the fight scheduled on Triller at one point.
Yeah, it was.
Issue with the money, and it didn't go through. So they've had a little bit of time to marinate that and cook up them hard feelings and fight each other. Now, here's something funny, though. Guess who else fighting that day?
Oh, man.
Floyd Mayweather is going to be fighting, I believe, an influencer. Yeah. Let me see. I'm gonna get his name right here.
Some celebrity from the UK. That's all people need to know really about that.
Aaron the Joker Chalmers on the same day, about 4 hours before. You know this crap gonna be a pay-per-view.
Oh, and
so
Floyd don't even fight on regular TV no more. He said that many times.
Yeah, Floyd don't even care. He like, listen, I'm gonna stick you up with no gun every time. And there's people that's gonna pay for it, not me though, because that ain't real boxing. But that being said, I just think it's interesting how petty this man is. Something you mentioned, he did a press conference the same day as Tank's press conference, and now he's fighting the same day as Adrien Broner. These are two of his proteges that he's just like, you know what I'm saying, sticking the little jug in him from the backside. Like, that's kind of weird, man. What was the phrase that you used earlier about Floyd? What'd you say?
I mean, he's just a guy that just can't stay out the limelight. I think that he has a hard time moving on to the next stage of his life. And anybody that gets compared to him, he brings himself into it. People said the same thing about Shakur and Devin, right? Oh, Shakur and Devin, great fighters, great fighters. But, I did it the hard way. And it's like, okay. You're asking your opinion about these fighters today. Why are you talking about yourself? Makes no sense to me. You know what? That's Floyd. And if Floyd wants to do that and people want to pay to see him fight other people, I can't personally blame him. But I'm going to tell you this. At some point, one of these dudes he fights, he's going to pick the wrong one and he's going to get caught slipping.
Yeah.
He's 40-something now. I know he's in his
45. He's 45, yeah.
You can't tell me that your reflexes ain't going to slow and that there's not going to be the wrong guy you pick. You see he's not jumping to fight Jake Paul. He fought Logan Paul, but he's not jumping to fight Jake Paul. I think that there's a reason for that. I think that he knows his limitations now, that he's not going to be fighting anybody that has a serious chance of hurting him. And I think eventually he's going to have to give it up.
Listen, I tell these young fighters, you just got to be serious. You got to live a fighter lifestyle. Floyd, sit your ass down, bro.
I made smart investments. Me and Al.
Listen, y'all. Listen, y'all. We're going to wrap it on that. This is T. That's Q. Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been the Mic Check Podcast. We out.